I hope you're having a good day today and it leads to a good week and so on and so forth. We had an interesting start to the day at work today. Came in and the water was out in the building. Apparently we had a leak in the main line that loads into the building where I work at campus. And it was all hands on deck and a super scramble while we managed to get it fixed enough for us to have our forum today. And then we have a basketball game this evening in the arena. So it really was a scramble, all hands on deck. Emergency porta-johns coming in. But I don't know about you, I'm not emergency porta-johning when it is only 15 degrees out there. But it got fixed. Everything is all right. And work managed to get done. I forgot my intro again. Let's do that. Hi, my name is Kay, and this is my Cave of Possibilities. I have knitting stuff to the left of me, cross-stitch to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you. Princess is around today. I'm sure she'll be stopping by to say hi momentarily. In fact, yep, here she comes. Maybe you'll see her little tail. I have a little bit of everything for you today. A little bit of cross stitch, a little bit of knitting, a little bit of I've been going through all of my stuff at the storage unit and slowly bringing it home. Yeah, so let's get right onto it. And we'll start with kind of what I've been working on. Well, kind of what I've been working on with cross stitch. The first thing I'm going to show to you is Make Today Count from Heaven, not Hands-On Design. This was the October Stitch West exclusive pattern. Hands-On Design, Kathy Haberman, was the guest designer. And I did not work a lot on this. In fact, there's a yellow thread here that I threaded up and was going to do some more work on it, but didn't. And I added the spool and most of these leaves, and that was about it. And I really wish that I loved this more. Is that see-through, you guys? I'm afraid that it might be. Let's go like this. That appears to be better. Anyway, I kind of wish I was further along on this, but I'm not enjoying the fiddly, do so many stitches, change colors, do so many stitches, change colors, and even if you do kind of want to do a lot of colors, I get lost counting, so I kind of stitch amoeba style, where I start at a point and just kind of work my way out and around, and whatever goes, goes as I kind of go along and do it. So it's not getting a lot of work, but that's okay. Maybe one day I'll get it done. I really did, though, enjoy doing the letters because that was a lot of the same color all at once. So there is where I'm at with Make Today Count. Yes, it's currently living in this cute little doggy bag that I got from So Much to Love. I've sort of settled into working on one set of cross-stitch on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and another set of patterns on my weekends. So typically Saturday, Sunday, long weekend, might get Monday. And so Miss Lady of the Flag has made her triumphant return. I don't think I have stitched on her since the beginning, or since June, when we packed up the house for painting and cleaning and everything. Oh, Princess got the tripod. Yeah, please stop. No, let's go this way. Photo of where it was when I last stitched on it. And then here is, you'll probably want a little bit of a backer. Let's do this. And so here's where I am now. As you can see, I added the entirety of this ribbon and all of this in here. All that stuff was completely blank the last time I worked on this project. So I just really enjoyed the big blocks of color and filling things in and counting her off. And there is a mistake in there, but I think I have managed to fix it well enough that it shouldn't give me any problems as I go forward. Shouldn't. Anyway, I don't know what I was going to say there. It just flitted right out of my poor little brain with Princess poking around and just getting her little cat nose into everything. What is this? The last thing I've been working on has been love bugs from Counting Puddles. And then here is where I currently am. I pretty much have this half of the stitching done. And then I've just come up over here to finish this bit of the arch, and then there's a couple bugs down here. I started laying in all of the back stitch, but I haven't done any of the French knots that are called for at the end of some of the little bugs' antenna. And I will do the French knots. I'm just going to drag that thread all over the place, hither, thither, and yon as I'm doing it. So I'm kind of waiting for everything to be stitched so I can drag said thread all over the place. And because there's no shame in cross stitch, you can kind of see where I've been doing that already with the wee legs and things for our wee buggies. So I have happily been working on that, and it just dawned on me that I didn't give you any information about the fabrics or the flosses that I have been using. So for the hands-on design, Make Today Count, I'm stitching that on 32 count slate linen. I believe it's a hand dyed by Stephanie, with all of the called for DMCs, which were packaged up as a kit when it was handed out to us at Stitch West. For Lady of the Flag, I am also using all of the called for DMCs, and I'm stitching that on a 32 count water lily linen, which is a really nice soft green, and I find that it does really well with a lot of different projects, and so I've used it quite a bit. And lastly, for the cute little love bugs, I have been using 32 count thistle Lugana from Red Thicket, and I've kind of used up all of my, I had two things, fat quarters, and so now I'm just down to those weird little flaggy strips after you've cut all of the bits off of that. So now it's destined for little tiny small things. I was searching through my box of fabrics the other day looking for something unrelated, and I'm not a big 40 count stitcher. It's a little too small. I do enjoy sometimes. For me, 36 count with one strand of floss is too thin, but the one strand of floss on 40 count is just right, so I don't really enjoy 36 count linen just because I feel one strand is too thin, which is a tangent. And the point was, I don't really like the smaller counts. It's hard to see, but I found I have 2 fat quarters of 40 count blush and 1 half yard fat half of a 40 count Lakeside linen also blush, and I'm like, why do I have a full yard of pink in soft pink? So that was a funny thing to discover. I don't know if y'all find it as funny as I did, but there you go. Before we hit purchases, because I have stumbled across and purchased a few things, let's do a brief look at what I've been knitting. I have been working on a habitation throw, and this is by Helen Stewart. Curious Handmade is the designer. Let's show you the front. And so I've started this quite a bit ago with the remnants of a mini skein gradient pack down here with the purple, and it faded all up into here, which you can't see because the camera's turned, right in here with that ready red. And so I was sad because it's still not big enough for a blanket to start going back. And so I was having the conundrum, well, what do I want to do? Do I want to buy more yarn for it, or do I just go with what I've got? And at Knit Group, one of the ladies dyed up her very own yarn and passed it out to everybody, and it is this really bright speckledy thing that works really well. Here's the red, and then it kind of bounces back, because before the red is a wild pink, and so it bounces back into the pink. And so that's going along quite nice. And I used up everything but about 6 yards of this yarn. It's a fingering. I had to hold it double because this down here was a DK weight. So typically speaking, for you who are not super duper knitters, if you hold 2 strands of fingering together, it's about the same weight as 1 strand of double knit. So my blanket is still not quite big enough. If we go from corner to corner and stretch that out, still not quite big enough for a throw. So I'm going to have to go rummaging again and try to decide what I'm going to use to finish it off, because now we've got a pretty good gradient and a theme going, and I don't know that I want to ruin that. I'm afraid that my perchance for pattern and organization is going to struggle quite a bit if I try to make it a true scrappy project. The next thing that I've worked on, as I've said, it's pretty much Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is cross stitch, and so Tuesday, Thursday, I've been playing around with some of my other projects, and I put another couple of mini skeins into the Euphoria wrap. This is by Amba O'Brien. If you have a set of mini skeins, Amba has a ton of patterns that you could take a gander at and possibly find something that will work for you. Which side's front? Here is front. I put a little cake marker down there where I was last time, and this is a holiday festive advent countdown set from Emma's Yarn. And we started at these weird greens, going up to the green till we introduced some of the orange, and now we've got into some really solid oranges, and this is the next mini skein to add to it. I'm enjoying the pattern. I'm really enjoying this knit. However, these are not my colors at all. There is not a single purple to be had. I'm hoping maybe there's a purple in there somewhere, but as it stands, I'll probably just keep knitting along on this, finish it up, and offer it up for adoption with the ladies at my knit group, because I know there are a couple of ladies there who absolutely love the warm fall colors, and I know if it gets adopted there, it will be loved and appreciated. So that is kind of my goal there. And lastly, my last project has been Riverwood hats that I was stitching for my nieces for Christmas. And of course I didn't get it done in all the true fashions. I mean, you're not a crafter unless you miss a deadline for Christmas, right? It's very true. So I have been working on the hat in this purple, and I have got all of the ribbing done. It's a 1x1 twisted rib, and I've just barely started the body of the hat. Up here you can kind of see where it goes from. This is a garter stitch. Well, this is the ribbing where it goes from ribbing into stockinette stitch with some cute little cable twists up there. And so that has been my sit in the back of church knit and keep my hands busy so my mind is quiet and not racing and making lists. Do your minds race and make lists when you should be paying attention to something else? I did start a hat in the beautiful pinky color, and as you can see there is no longer a hat attached. I found out that I had accidentally started it with the wrong size needles This one, you're supposed to do the ribbing with a US size 4 and the body with a US size 5. I started this one with the US size 5, and then I thought, oh well, if I just go to a US 6, it'll be fine. I got all the way to just before the decreases that, you know, forms the top of the hat, and it was not fine. It was going to be way, way, way too big for my niece. So we just pulled it out, wrapped it back up, and then so we wouldn't drive ourselves crazy, we moved to the purple for the other cute kid. So those will be done whenever they're done, and I haven't told them that I'm working on them, so they haven't come asking me about their hats every time they come over to visit. So that's probably a smart thing. All right. Purchases, fun things. I went and visited, and I have bought a whole heap of needle minders, and here they are. This one is a wooden needle minder from Clay by Kim, and she carves them and paints them, and they're just absolutely beautiful, and I hate to tell you guys about them because I haven't been able to pick up a clay needle minder from Clay by Kim since 2018. Some of you are much faster on the draw and quicker at it than I am. And then these other 4 were just picked up randomly various Etsy stores. So I needed a pansy, and the hedgehog was cute, and I was feeling a snowflake, and then there was a purple heart, so of course. So those were some random needle minders that I picked up. Let's tuck them away here safely. I was hanging out on Facebook, like one does, looking at all the beautiful cross-stitch groups here, there, and everywhere. And I saw one gal had posted her current whip over her project bag, and I asked, oh, that's a beautiful project bag, where did you get it? And she said, oh, she got it from Goose, and we all know Goose just does the most beautiful work. But so I went and looked at it, and it wasn't there. So then I did some hunting, and I found the fabric line that she had pulled her fabrics from, but not the same exact fabrics. So I bought a fat quarter of this cute little lovebirds fabric, and then there is the white coordinating toss fabric, and you're in the way, little cat. Beautiful hearts. So I think I'll make me a project bag with, this is the outside, this is the little contrast top, and this will be the inside. And that will be just absolutely adorable. I need to see if I can bribe my mom to actually cut out the pieces, because I'm terrible at cutting. I know all the tricks, I know to use pressure and do the thing, but my hand always slips. The one that's, you know, holding the ruler down, it always slips, and so the rotary cutter, you know, gets loose. And so it's a whole thing. I've just not quite managed how to manage. We don't English very well. I haven't quite managed how to operate the rotary cutter very well. Meanwhile, I was poking around Etsy like you do, and bought this monster of a project bag from Sherry So Sweet, S-H-E-R-I, so is S-E-W, and then sweet. Big patchwork hearts on some fabulous red ticking with a couple of wee hearts back here on the back. It is a monster bag, and I didn't think about it very well because I thought, oh yes, I would like the extra large bag, please. I should have bought the regular size bag because the extra large bag does not fit in my calyx units. It's too tall. It's too tall. It's too long. I can't put it in this way. Can't put it in this way. Can't put it in this way. It is too big. And that's my own fault. So there is that. We can continue the battle at work, trying to figure out how to get Workday working. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but just trying to get an invoice entered has been a trial. The old system, I only had to touch it once, and that would go away, you know, enter it in, attach the copy, do the things, and off it would go, and it would be paid. You know, it would be reviewed by all the proper people. This time I enter in an invoice. It returns to me to be approved because I'm the account operating unit approver, so I enter it. It comes back to me to be approved. Then I have to wait for purchasing to do their thing, even though I don't purchase goods. I'm just paying UPS for mail delivery, for an example, and other various things. And then once purchasing does their things, then I have to go in and touch it again and receive it. Then I have to write down on the top of the invoice, so print it out, write down on the top of the invoice the purchase order number, scan it back in as an electronic copy, rename the file so the purchase order and the company and the invoice number and the invoice amount are all in the name of the file, and email it to AP. So we went from one touch to I have to do 5-6 things just to get an invoice paid. And it has been a process, you guys. I don't know, they talk about moving through the several steps of grief, you know, DABDA. And so there was no denying it, so we never stood in denial. There is a lot of anger. I'm somewhere between depression and acceptance right now with the whole thing, but my goodness, I don't know who chose this, but it is not good. It has not been a pleasant experience. And I know there's going to be heartaches and it's going to be rough when you transition from a system you've been using for 20 years to something brand new, but just some of the basic things just don't work. And it's annoying and disheartening, and you know, most of the mornings I wander off here thinking I just want to do my job today. I just want to do my job. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. So that's what's going on for work. I've been working on emptying out my storage unit from when we emptied the house for the new paint and carpeting. And also from when I sold the condo, a lot of stuff just went into storage. So I've pulled out a whole bunch of my knickknacks, and things are going to have to find a new home. So I've got 2 of these, well, like these cute little scissor frogs. There's this one, and this one has the matching sugar that goes with it. Nope, not sugar. That's the sugar. It's the creamer, the little creamer one. And so I need to find those new homes, probably with the local gals who I stitch with up to Cindy's on some Saturdays. It has been really snowy these past couple weeks, you guys. I haven't been able to get up there to stitch, and I know she's holding a Mary Mary for me and all the beads. And so I would really like to be able to pick her up. And okay, I'm not going to start on her right away because I am working on Miss Lady of the Flag quite a bit. But in the back of my mind, I want to get Miss Christmas Eve done and Mary Mary, and I'm like a little over halfway done with Celtic Christmas, the one that says Noel from Lavender and Lace. I've got her on the scroll frames really loosened up so the linen's not being stretched right now. So I think Lady of the Flag, Celtic Noel, Miss Christmas Eve, Mary Mary, and you know how your brain just makes all the plans in the world, whether or not you actually are able to get to them, because, I have all the wonderful ideas and something always inevitably happens and I just forget what I'm doing and get sidetracked and, ooh, shiny squirrel, shiny squirrels. Shiny squirrels are the worst. So it's kind of what I'm working on. Otherwise, life goes pretty good. I'm hoping for a weekend where it doesn't snow, although this weekend I probably can't head up because I really need to do the adulting, go do the groceries and the laundry, important things like that I like to do on Saturdays. So I'm not stressed running around trying to get it all done in the evening after work. So that is that. Once again, I hope you guys are doing well. One step forward, one step up. Kindness costs you nothing. Hugs and stitches, everyone. Bye.